Hey everybody, Psy here, and my opponent for this game is going to be the Terran player Silver with their record of 111 and 45. And here we go everybody, we are on Blistering Sands. This is going to be a Zerg versus Terran. Silver, my opponent, in the bottom left as the blue Terran, and Psy in the top right as the red Zerg. Now, Silver is a up-and-coming person, I believe. I know he's been casted recently by Husky HD and Ask Joshi. He actually bested Idra in a 2 out of 3 series, I believe, and he made him look quite foolish, so I've got my work cut out for me in this game. And Blistering Sands is not a fun Zerg map, I'll tell you. This is going to be a pretty long matchup, a lot of back and forth, and hopefully I'll be able to take it away from him. But he is a very strong opponent. He is a Terran opponent. That's all you really need to say when you're a Zerg player. The whining is commencing. Oh, man. So, yeah. We're going to see a lot of different strategies here as well. So we're seeing his 10th SCV rallied over into my direction, it looks like. Yeah, it's going all the way over here. Oh, looks like he changed it. Well, it's already running out. He is going racks first. So very unusual build already. We're seeing a barracks as his first building. He's building it outside of this ramp, kind of going to block it off here. I'm not sure how this benefits the Terran player. Maybe it just gets his Marine out a little bit quicker if he wants to try to bunker me out or something like that. But we are seeing this SCV it's pretty early, I believe. My gas at 14 and my pool at 14, so standard Psy build right there. Barracks is complete. There we're seeing that first Marine, and it looks like he is rallying that to my base. So is he going to try to pick off some passing overlords, or is he going to try to put down a bunker with one of these SCVs? He's only got one SCV there, so if he does put down the bunker, he's going to have to go down here and do it pretty fast. And I do have an overlord here to spot this. You'll learn to do this as a Zerg player against Toss or Terran. Try to prevent any kind of wall off right here or any kind of bunkers trying to stop your fast expansion. So I do see this SCV doing a little dance and making a little love. So looks like he is putting down a bunker. He is putting down a bunker with my scouting drone. I am fleeing from his base, and I'm going to see this. And obviously with the Overlord as well, but I'm going to be able to attack this SCV and stop the building of this bunker. They take 30 seconds. He's completed 11 seconds right now, and I am now supporting with 2 more drones. So I have 3 drones. I really need to take out this SCV, otherwise I'm going to be contained for so long. Unable to run that drone back. Very bad micro on my part getting this drone away. However, I probably should have sent in about 4 or 5 total. It just wasn't enough to have 3, and now these lings are coming out. They're going to try to kill this SCV before the bunker gets done. Oh, no, doesn't get killed. Oh, so that bunker is up, and it's already looking bad for Psy. There are a couple ways I can deal with this. I can extend a creep tumor with my initial queen, and then try to get a spine crawler on the edge right here, or I can just mass up Zerglings and just hope for the best, you know, send them all in and try to take that bunker out, because this is so annoying. Zerg just have nothing really good to deal with early bunkers like this, except to prevent it from happening in the first place, which I really should have done. 3 drones, come on, Psy, you need to send at least 4 or 5 drones down there. So I'm just kind of looking in disdain over this stupid bunker down there. Poor little Zerglings. So it looks like I am going to go the route of the spine crawler. With my first 25 energy, I did inject. That was a small mistake. I should have gotten a creep tumor first. It's just out of habit. When that queen pops out, I'm just like, okay, inject with this queen right away. But yeah, that was a small mistake. Meanwhile, over here, we are seeing this Marine's doing a pretty neat little dance. Patrol dance. That's awesome. I could watch that all day. Not even kidding. Factory is down. Reactor or tech lab going down on that rack. So I don't know if we're going to see a lot of Hellions. We are seeing 1 Hellion going out, but not going to see a whole lot of harassment just because he already has a contain on me. He knows I'm getting a spine, I believe. He might have seen that. No, it looks like he hasn't seen it yet. But he's going to be sending a couple Marines up here. There's that Marine. He's going to do a little bit of scouting. He's going to see that spine, and what he's going to try to do is kill my creep tumor as I try to extend it, and I need to prevent him from doing that, so I will have enough creep to stand right there and just poke away at that bunker. First Hellion going out. Now he is switching the factory to the rack, so I like this play a lot. 1 Hellion for any scouting and a little bit of map control. And yeah, he does kill that creep tumor. Luckily, this one will spread far enough, and the spine crawler will be able to reach this bunker. But anyway, a lot of map control with his initial Hellion, and now he's going to be able to get tanks or Thors or whatever he wants. So he's got another factory with another tech lab, so we're going to be seeing another Terran mech game. But Silver is such a strong player. He's going to be able to execute it so well. It's going to be unlike any other games you guys have seen. And the reason Blistering Sands isn't a great Zerg map is for a couple of reasons. First reason is it's a two entrance map. If you try to fast expand, they can always bust through the back if you set up a bunch of spines right here. Well, let me get back to that. He does have a small little hole right there. He moved his Marines back. I'm able to surround a lot of these Marines. Actually, I'm going to go for the Hellions because they have that splash damage. Taking out one Hellion, a couple more Zerglings running in. There's a Hellion down here. He has 4 Hellions total, picking off all the Marines, killing 1 Hellion. But I just don't really have the Ling power to take out those 2 Hellions. I do finish that one down there. And I'm just going to try to snipe this tech lab because he is researching that pre-igniter. I can see that right here. But these Hellions are just going to be too much. I'm not going to be able to do enough damage to that. So, the second reason, besides these rocks, that this map is so bad for Zerg is because of all the narrow points on this map. This point, there's a little ledge right here, perfect for tanks. This is kind of a scary little dip if you're approaching this way, and there's lots of forces up here. That can go either way, but because Terran have such long-range units, these hills really favor them. You have another hill right here. You've got some brush, another narrow little choke, and this is such a hard expansion to take as Zerg, to fight if the Terran has it, just because there's all these chokes, and he can sit tanks down here, he can stick them over here. It's just impossible. Pre-igniter is up, continuing to spread my creep tumor. Luckily, Hellions, even with the pre-igniter, don't do any bonus damage to buildings, so it's going to take him a long time to kill this hatchery. That's why I'm just kind of hanging out here with my queens, not too worried about running out there and trying to stop them right away. Meanwhile, in my base, I do have a Roachborn and Evolution Chamber, getting that first armor upgrade. Preparing a lot of drones for a transfer. A little bit oversaturated, but that's never a problem, especially when I have another hatchery coming out. And this spine, it just can't get in a good position to attack these Hellions no matter where they go, because, I mean, if I'm over here, the Hellions will be up here. If I'm down here, the Hellions will probably move over here. So it's really tricky. I'm going to have to get some roaches out to deal with this. And if we look at the production tab, I am getting 4 roaches, and I'm getting a lair as well. A couple Lings getting a little out of control there, trying to do more than they can. First Thor is out. No lair yet, so we're not going to see any Mutalisks just now. These Thors, you know, they don't need to be up against Mutalisks to do well. They're just badasses all together. Lots of roaches on the field. 7 roaches against 4 Hellions and 1 Thor. I'm going to run in here and try to pick off this Thor. So I think he underestimated the type of roach army I would have at this point. So I do get a little bit lucky with him pushing a little too far up with that Thor. Roach is able to surround that Thor and take it out pretty easily. Only losing 2 roaches or so there. Hatchery is very low though. I have to be very careful. He could always do some kind of I don't know, maybe a siege up down here with the tanks and just, you know, 10 shots. That'll be gone. Well, actually, it'd be 8 shots, but yeah, who's keeping track? Hydroden going down. Are we seeing any roach speed with that lair? Nope, so far just a Hydroden. Not getting a Mutalisk, not getting a Spire, rather, because these Thors are just too evil. They're deadly. 14 damage times 4 to light units. That's like at least 1,000 damage to a light unit with every volley, and that's not good news. So he is keeping up on the upgrades. He's got his first vehicle upgrade, second upgrade going. That's going to be vehicle armor. And just a couple roaches out. Trying to saturate at this point, 36 to 37. So because of this contain, my fast expansion was late. I had to produce roaches when I didn't want to produce roaches. And now my harvester count, consequently, is going to be a little bit low. So at this point, you don't want to be even with the Terran. You want to have maybe even 3 bases. You want to have some mutas in the field, but it's just not looking too good right now. Continuing to spread that creep. You guys love that. I know you do. And I've got 3 queens. Not sure why. 4 queens. Holy cow. Maybe I was afraid of banshees. I'm not sure. Infestation pit now being built. And we are seeing Silver move out. He's got 1 SCV, 2 Thors, 2 tanks, 1 Marauder, and 3 Hellions. He's going to be able to pick off this Creep Tumor. Creep Tumors aren't light. They are armored biological structures. Oh, he does kill it. What a douche. Now sieging up down this hill. And, man, just there's so many good positions for Terran on this map. And look what he's doing. He's not only scanning for creep tumors, but roaches with burrow can be pretty effective against mechs. So he's scanning, and he's also putting up a missile turret. It's going to be impossible for me to try any kind of sneaky roach play. Notice I'm just getting the speed. I'm not even getting burrow or any tunneling claws, just because it doesn't tend to do too well against better players, and Silver is an incredible player, so not going to work out there. Let's look at the unit tab here. I've got 10 roaches to his 6 hydras, or 10 roaches and 6 hydras. It's late, guys. Give me a break, okay? I've been working on crap all day. 4 tanks, 2 Thors, 2 Marauders, and 5 Hellions. So it's just so hard to find a good composition against this. Mutas get torn to parts, torn to pieces by the Thors. Roaches and Hydras get torn up by the tanks and Marauders, and Zerglings just, they don't stand a chance against the Hellions. It's just so damn obnoxious. Here I am going to push out a little bit, but seeing those siege tanks, going to back up without a prayer in the world. And this is what people complain about. I'm going to sound like a whiny windy right now, but Terran mech is just incredibly hard to beat when it's used right. I mean, yeah, I could have done the I could have taken out that bunker a little bit sooner. But man, he's just got this brilliant contain on me. Another turret going down, keeping an eye on the roaches, any kind of air or detection he might need. Rallying some more tanks. Does he have any more Thors coming? Nope, just mass producing the tanks. There's one Thor right there. And even with the upgrades as well, looks like he has 1-1 at this point. Might be getting researching 2-2 sometime here. I know he ends up getting 3-1 actually, so pretty nice upgrades on his part. I'm 1-1 as well though, so I can play that upgrade game. Am I getting a lair? No, I do have an infestation pit. Here we go, moving out, slowing it down a little bit. Notice how I move out while his tanks aren't sieged. He had a couple unsieged tanks right here, and I'm focusing down these tanks because they do more damage than any other units. Fungal growthing these Hellions so they can't move around and be annoying. And I actually am able to breach his little contain right here. So nice mixture of roaches and hydras are really the best early to mid game response to mech. There's not really much else you can do. I mean, Zerglings if there's no Hellions, but he just had a perfect mixture of all the units. But I do destroy that. He's putting down his 3rd up here, and if we look at the production tab, he's retraining quite a bit. Marauder, Hellion, tank. I'm getting 9 roaches and some SCVs. And the unit tab, I can't really push in at this point. What do I have? I've got about 7 roaches or so, or 15 roaches actually. Where are you other roaches? Oh, they're down here. Okay, so that amount of roaches against this kind of force, especially when he's sieged up, if he brings in his SCVs, you just can't realistically expect me to counterattack and push against that. I've watched this replay several times just because this was such a cool game. So now going down to the southeastern position to take out the destructible rocks. He is just now completing this 3rd base, and he's going to upgrade it into the building of hacks, the planetary fortress. Impossible to break as Zerg, or yeah. What do I have to say about that? Man, I am whiny. It must be that time. Jeez. More roaches and hydras coming out. I would have liked to be a little bit more hydra heavy. You'll see I am 24 roaches and 4 hydras. How's my saturation? My saturation isn't really as good as I'd like it to be. It's great on my main. I actually should have transferred a couple from my main to my expansion. Let me back up a little bit. But we're seeing another little assault right here. So many roaches. Holy cow. Roaches do pretty well against mechs, so I guess you can't blame me too much. Running in here, trying to get close to the tanks, but you just see how incredible this map is for Terran. I have to run all the way around here, all the way down here, just to get to his tanks. It's almost like a tower defense where you just place the towers where you're going to have the most time to shoot, and still I'm able to get close, kill all the tanks. Now I'm going to run up here and try to take out this door, but he's going to run away, and these Marauders in the bunker with support, and this planetary fortress that just dishing out so much damage to those roaches. So another victory in like the initial battle, but then I have nothing to follow it up with. He's just going to produce the same units, and eventually he's going to reach a critical point where no amount of ground forces can do much about it. And this is what I want to do. I want to stop it before he gets to that point. That's why a lot of Zerg players will try early pushes, you know, quick I need to win situations, baneling busts, anything to prevent a mid to late game situation. And if I don't do something soon, that is going to happen. So we're going to see another assault here pretty soon. Spoiler alert, Psy, you are just sucking tonight, man. Get with it. I do have Neuroparasite, so I'm trying my luck with Neuroparasite, but it kind of sucks now because it only lasts... Well, it doesn't even tell you how long it lasts. Blizzard is so ashamed by their nerf to Neuroparasite that they won't even tell you what it does. That's how bad it is. So... Wolfseye, why didn't you burrow your infestors and use infested Terrans so the tanks kill themselves? Okay, you try that and send me the replay, and I will do that in my next game. couple overlords running out with their speed to do a little bit of scouting. I do have this third base put up. I need to start saturating that. I've got quite a few extra workers on these minerals not doing squat. Looks like I did transfer a few of them down here. Maybe I'm transferring them already. Yeah, there we go. Transferring those down here. He's got a nicely placed sensor tower right smack dab in the middle of his base. Gonna see any kind of an incoming attack. Zerglings running in, sniping that little hellion. Poor guy. And we're seeing the bulk of Silver's army just kind of hanging out. He's kind of splitting his army. He's got some of it up here. You can see he's moving him up here. And he's got some of it down here. And it looks like he loaded up a medevac. No, it looks like he unloaded it, actually. And so I'm just kind of hanging out. I don't have any additional tech right now. I do have a hive, actually. So I am upgraded to a hive. Are we seeing any extra hive tech, though? No Spire, no Ultralisk Cavern right now. So continuing to mass Hydras, Roaches, and Zerglings. Any combination I can come up with to try to beat mech. Unfortunately, I don't know if that's a very good combination. Zerglings, die. Hydras and Roaches, die. Anything else, die. So, yeah. There's that Ultralisk Cavern. Do I have any upgrades for the Ultras, though? No, it looks like I'm getting another range upgrade. Probably should have gotten an armor upgrade. You'll see a lot of Zerg players just completely neglect the range upgrades, even if they are getting Hydras and Roaches, because it just doesn't scale the way you need it to. Hydras already do 12 damage, 1 damage more, isn't even 10% more damage. Roaches already do 16 damage, and they're more beefy tanks than they are damage doing units, so even though they do get more than 10% bonus from the attack, you really want to get the armor upgrades because it prepares you for Ultralisks. And they'll also get the melee upgrades just so Ultralisk can be extremely valuable once they get in that close range. So, speak of the devil, another evolution chamber coming up. Going to be getting those upgrades and the Ultralisk Cavern. Here we go. Okay, day 9 moment. He's not too well protected right here. He hasn't sieged up. A lot of his forces are down here because he split his army. So, I'm going to come in this direction. I did send in this Overlord, so I knew what he was doing and try to catch these tanks off guard. So, let's go. Lots of Roaches, Infestors, and Hydras. But just look at the power of this Planetary Fortress, these siege tanks. I am just getting funneled up. I'm trying to run in, but this is just a terrible, terrible, terrible attack. Especially inside that Planetary Fortress. All those Marines. I'm trying to get some fungals off, but these Infestors are so big, fat, stupid, and ugly that they're not able to do anything. Fungal growth going down on those Marines, able to kill a couple of tanks, but if we look at the army size, man, that is just so one-sided. That was a terrible attack and just shows you the power of these small chokes. Nicely placed starport, creating that little funnel. Extremely poor attack. I just can't emphasize how bad of a move that was. I just felt panicked. He had this third base. He was probably picking up a fourth base. Yeah, there it is. And I felt like I had to do something. So you're going to see a little bit of rage coming out of me. There's going to be some text-based rage, and it's just frustrating playing against this Terran mech, and I really hope they make some kind of changes, because sometimes it just doesn't feel like there's anything you can do. Maybe I should have waited out a little bit longer for these Ultras. There they are. 1 Ultra, 2 Ultras. Nice little move rally, Psy. You are a professional StarCraft player. So you can tell at this point, not looking too good for me. I need to just start massing up the Ultras. What's the production going? 3 Hydras and 2 Ultras. And yeah, here it comes. Just kind of, I am clueless at this point. I just don't know what I could have done. I felt like besides this bunker kind of blocking me out for a bit, I played okay. I was able to break one contain. I was able to break another contain over here, I believe. And yeah, Silver admitting it's a hard map for Z. And yeah, I'm just kind of prolonging the game right here, trying to milk as much information as I can. But I hope you guys learned a little bit. When you're being contained, I've said it a million times before, better safe than sorry. I sent 3 drones. I should have sent about 5 drones or so. I don't know what else to say. Tell me what you guys think I should have done better, because, you know, I think I'm still a little bit biased right now because it was a frustrating game. So I want you guys to tell me what you would do against this mech in this kind of position. He suggested Nidus Canals. I think that might have been a good idea. But the problem with Nidus Canals, it's such an indirect way to try to win. Okay, I'm in his base and maybe I'm killing some tech and that sort of thing, but when I eventually have to face his army, I'm dead. Like, I just want to vomit on top of myself and just like make a porno out of it or something. I don't know. But that's it, everybody. Let me speed it up until the end. So you can see a little bit more of PsY's whiny banter. Ooh, breaking down the rocks. Nice move right here. This should secure him the win. Moving on up. Those Hellions are much faster than I remember. He must have the speed upgrade. GG, well played by PsY. GG by Silver. And man, I want to rematch this guy. I just want to beat him. Great player. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know what you think of the game, and thanks for watching.